Alrighty, got a roster review for Bameiro Kulumie, representing the Order of Ren. He runs Padme clones in Squad Arena and Akbar Geos in Fleet. He's in Division 10. Alrighty, I like what I'm seeing. I'm seeing some really good key relics. He's got 750k to characters and 570 fleet. That's really good. Good fleet investment early on is awesome. Going to his roster, we see he's got a relic Vader, really nice. The relics we saw before for his Squad Arena team. And he's got a ton of Gear 12s. He's got his Geos up nicely, which is awesome. Who are we missing? Sun Fac. He's a little bit behind. He is really gear heavy, so understand that. Let's go through each individual faction, and then we'll go back as a whole. 5 first, obviously the clones and Ahsoka Tano. That's beautiful. Got the right relics on 5s. Don't always need to relic Rex first. You can give him his right side pieces, but the speed boost is really nice to have. Let's see. Running at 277, which is fantastic for your GP. He'll be outrunning most, if not all, of your opponents. Bad Batch, perfect. You don't need any investment. Bounty Hunters, I like that. Not too much. If you will be farming them, Mando, Grief, Bosk, they're your 3 key hunters that you'll need. They get you your quickest payouts, and Mando's Disintegrate is absolutely beautiful. Droids, no overinvestment. Got HK 7 stars, nice. That looks a bit like he's going for Darth Revan. 3PO and Chewie 5 stars. Been farming that obviously, and his chopper for Phoenix. So I'm thinking it might be a bit of a Rebels team hidden inside the roster. Empire, you got his Palp and his Vader. He's got Thrawn at 5 stars, gear level 1. I don't know if you need him much where you're at, but you might start needing him soon, so I would suggest getting him to gear 8 at the very minimum, 250-ish speed, it's not too hard. At gear 1 it's only 120 set, which only is quite a stretch, but at gear 8 it shouldn't be too hard to get him up to the 120 speed. That get him to 250. Other than that, you probably only just perfect amount of investment, enough for 7-star R2D2, and you probably only need these 2 in Grand Arena for what you use them for. Otherwise, no mods on any of them, which is ideal and perfect. Love that so far. Move on to Ewoks. Good. Obviously, you've got your early game investment, but no more than that, which is really nice to see. First Order. Gear level 8, looks like you started starring them up. I'm not sure why. I'm not going to take a guess, but I'm thinking maybe BB-8, just because you saw a shiny thing and you wanted it. Makes sense. If you're leaning towards SLKR later on, I wouldn't start gearing now. I would just hoard shards and sit on them until you're ready. But I'm liking that you haven't invested in them further than you have currently. Got some mods on them, so I'm assuming you might use them as a bit of a defense team. Just as a filler if you're feeling a bit light. So that makes perfect sense. Galactic Republic, so I'm assuming this is going to be one of your heaviest invested factions. How many teams can we see here? We can see Padme with JKA, Ahsoka, and GK, plus Yoda, unless if you don't use him with your JKR team. And then you got Shakti, obviously, and her clone squad. Those guys can probably take out a ton of teams that you go up against. Let's see, Shakti, got her at gear 11. Speed health, which is perfect. Prot loaded her, 241 speed, not perfect. You could probably get her to 300 just fine where she is, but no, not pushing your boundaries. You still got a lot of time under your belt to bump them up as you go. So yeah, you've only got a little bit better speed per mod, so that's got plenty of room for improvement there. Padme, Relic 5, triple health, beautiful. Potency primary, can be health. Potency is not really necessary unless you're trying to take out, say, a Malik or something, you want to get a stun on him. Health, nice. I like that it's not 6-star yet because it's not ideal speeds. Perfect speed. Some nice speed. Good health. Wouldn't slice that any more than you have. Not really any stats on there that Padme would benefit from it. Yeah, none at all. I wouldn't keep touching that. 11 speed, nice. Bit of potency is always good as well. Potency, offense. So this is a nice mod for maybe JKA. Um, he really likes both of those stats, but um he's not high up enough yet to prioritize it. Let's see your fives. You got your defense and tenacity, prot load, prot load, prot load. I love it. Oh yeah, he's sitting thick, super thick. Not much speed added. He doesn't need speed added at your point. Um, but I would be nice to get some on him, like just some. But otherwise, looking really good. Just loaded in for survivability, which is awesome. Rex, we saw. Looks like you've got some of your best mods on him. You've got 10 there, 12, 16 health. Okay, 12, yep. And 19, nice. With some offense percent and tenacity, really nice. Rex doesn't really need either of those stats. He actually doesn't need anything other than speed um, in regular game modes outside of TB, Territory Battle. So getting as blindingly fast as possible is what you've done. I love that. I'll just go through keep going through one by one. Actually, I need to go back and do Vader's mods in a minute. Speed on there, nice. Protection, offense, protection, nice. Very good. So probably got like 56 added speed. And his special damage, 5200, which is really good for gear 11. It's around about where it should be. Um, no, yeah, that's really hard to get up. I like that you've gone the offense cross instead of a crit damage, because he barely ever crits, so it's just good to load him for as much damage as possible. Um, Ahsoka. Ahsoka's one of those weird toons for mods. She's kind of, you don't really know what to run on her. You've got her really slow. I would recommend, what, her base speed's 105, 200 at relics, so probably 180, 175 if possible. Um, Health primary, beautiful. Health, nice. Crit chance, nice. What's the crit chance at? 74. That's really nice for gear 11. I recall that she crits, she cleanses. Yeah, on a critical hit, spell or debuffs. Yep. Okay. And then it's just the healing, right? Yeah. Okay. So crit chance makes sense there at her current gear level. Later on, you will not need crit chance at all. I would recommend health. That's probably the only other thing you want on her. Could want tenacity or defense, but for now this is really nice. Just aim to get some good speed on her. So at the moment you haven't got much. You've got 8 added. We want to try get that to maybe 75, 50 to 75 added speed. If you have time and focus for it, don't divert from the current path. Alright, Echo. He's gear 12 plus a couple. Offense and crit chance. Protection, offense, crit damage, speed, offense. Alright, let's see what he's built for. 83 added speed, really nice. Critical damage, 186, because he's got the offense set on. 901 added physical offense. That doesn't look like much comparatively, but when you get him to gear 13 and upwards, even if you 6-dot these offense and crit damage primaries, you'll be getting about 5.2% just from these two mods alone. And then this one here, it's got a little bit of offense. It's only gonna add like what 6 flat offense, 6 dotting that. This one is going to be 1.5% when 6 dot added. So you're gonna get roughly an increase of 6.5% offense when you 6 dot those mods, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is pretty big. Overall on Echo, in regular game modes, you don't need him too quick. Just try to damage stack him. At the moment, I've got mine sitting at 180, and he's at relic level, so I don't have much speed added to him at all. Just damage really. Um, this is the turn you really want speed on Aqua Trooper. Offense, offense, speed, offense. I love it. Got the offense secondary, really nice. 208, 51 added. I would ideally like to see this around 100 to 120 added. I believe mine's similarly built. Um, doesn't really need crit chance so, per chance per se. His crit chance will really start to stack. You can see that he's at 4,000 offense with a 1k added, and you have no 6 dots here. You go back to Echo real quick. Echo, same gear level, plus a few more. No 6 dots. Where is it? 3,400 with 900 added. You can see the difference there. I forgot. Oh, Echo does special offense. That's probably why, yeah, 49, okay. So Echo does do more. I actually run him on a crit damage set, but let's see what his crit chance is at. Physical. Yeah, it's quite low at gear 12. It's pretty low at relic levels as well, but you can afford to run it. Arc Trooper, we do like to see him really fast. So 250, 260 at his current level, pushing 290 at gear 13. Physical offense at the moment, I'm not really sure if you can do much to bump that up. Maybe you got the offense there. If you get a few extra rolls on all of them, if you 6-stop them, you're looking at an increase of maybe 10% offense. So you're probably going to get 300 bonus at where he's at. So yeah, shooting towards 4250 if you can. Ideally, gear 13 relic 5, you're going to want somewhere in the ballpark of 8.5. So you're going to want to stack him for as much damage and speed as possible. Speed being a higher priority, of course. Echo is more damage than speed focused. Jedi Knight Anakin. Sorry if this is really in depth, but mods are super important, and I love how you're doing them so far. You've got that potency cross with the potency set, which is really beautiful. How much added have you got? Potency, wherever there is, I missed it, 90, almost 50% added potency. At gear 13, he's running at about, let me just pop it up down the bottom where I can see it. He's running at about 55% potency, so you don't need all that much added to hit the targets, but potency cross 6E will get him to 90% pretty easily. So you can afford to swap off the potency sets if you want to increase his damage a ton. So you've got the critical damage, nice. You've got the critical damage set and the primary, beautiful. Not much speed, doesn't need speed. What do you got here? Health, beautiful. Crit damage, nice. Speed, a little bit of offense. Potency, I like that. Again, he doesn't need it, but I still like it there. Potency, like that as well. No offense percent on here, which, again, it is nice to have. And remember, we saw that Padme arrow. We can have that there with a health cross or a crit damage cross with potency. Probably Padme's as well, once you get a health one for her. And then we can make this a crit damage mod eventually. Otherwise, you've got the primaries spot on. Really good. Just stack him for damage. Speed, not too important. Gear 12 plus 1, so he's going to be 6 faster. Or 14 slower, rather. I would aim for maybe 20 more speed total than he has right now. Alrighty. GK, let's see what you've got him at. Gear 8. He's a really gear heavy character. You've got a lot of those really gear heavy characters to gear really early on when you do Galactic Republic and Separatists gear at the same time, like you're doing with your Geos and stuff like that. So you've got a speed arrow with 3 health primaries. I like that. Triple health sets. That is more ideal than this is the most ideal way to mod him. Got really nice added health, some decent added speed. Only suggestion I would make is ideally have a health arrow over the speed, but if it drops your speed way too much, don't do it until you can swap them to that. At about relic level, you want to aim for 200 to 20 speed, which isn't too much added. I believe it's only 75-ish added speed, which divided by 6 is like 12, 13 speed per mod. So that's not too hard to shoot for eventually. Maths is probably out, but if you can do that when he's gear 12 plus, that'd be awesome. I love where he's at now, looking good. You got Plo 7 stars, probably for his ship. A lot of 7 stars here, which don't need to be, but understandable that you've done it. I want to check out Vader's mods real quick. Pass them over without giving them a proper look. It's Relic 5, and you've got kind of a mismatch. This isn't ideal, but it is tricky to get good mods at your point in the game. You've gone for the right primaries over sets, which is splendid. Got 77 added speed, 107% potency. That crit damage is nice, really nice. And his damage is lacking. That's where not having the set is holding you back. So if this is working for you at the moment, I love it. This is really nice. I would keep this on him. This one here, 9 speed, flat offense, and crit chance. Not perfect. I would probably swap that if possible for more speed, but not always possible again. No speed here, so you want to be looking for something with some speed. Vader at gear 13, he should be running about 250. Just flat 250 across the whole game. He can be faster, he can be slower if you've got units to support him. But the faster he is, the better he is at taking them out, taking your enemies out. So 250, that's about 30 added speed. 100 set, you're going to have the 30, 32 from the arrow. That leaves you with 70-ish speed across 5 mods. That's 14 speed. So I want to aim for 15, 10 to 15 speed per mod. It's a high target early on. I know it is. You've got a lot of toons that desperately need them. Those really, really high quality mods. But the earlier you've highly focused those mods, the better. You end up being GBA. I love it. Speed and tenacity. It's got that got a protection there, protection there, protection. Beautiful. Speed, nice. And he's got some really nice speed overall. 243, 103 added. That's very nice. Good protection. 94k, which is huge. Tenacity is on the lower side, but looks like you've got quite a bit from secondaries across the place. 5 there. 8.6. Wow, that's quite a bit. I like that. So yeah, ideally 100% tenacity is nice, but with 72% there, and then whatever he gets, 60% from Queen's Will, he's going to be sitting fine. He's going to be resisting quite a bit. But if you can manage a little bit more tenacity, I would. I don't quite recommend it because geos are not hugely important enough outside of the Wat Temple mission, and you don't even need tenacity in that. Soldier looks alright. Got his crit chance up. Yep, nice. I don't know how much you can increase it, but that is looking alright. Only thing I would do is add more speed again. But I wouldn't be focusing on your geos. Maybe later on down the line when you're satisfied with everyone else. Spy, you got your crit damage, crit chance not set on, got a protection set there. Offense, alright. Yep, makes sense. He's slow as balls, which is not ideal, but he's got the damage to make up for it. Really nice. Okay. Poggle. Let's see. Speed, health, not all level 15 mods. Get that up and running if you can. It doesn't have speed though, actually, so I wouldn't bother. 207 is nice though. Don't really need too much added speed. 225, 250. That's a stretch, but I like how you've got him now. No need to put any extra effort in when it's not really necessary. But of course, eventually try and get back around to it. Imperial Troopers, we saw your Empire before. basically no investment. Really good. If you were to build an Imperial Trooper team, Range Trooper, Veers, Piet, and those three really supercharge, feed you the most turn meter to the team. You could also go with Death Trooper, Stark, and Dark Trooper. Those three right there. You'd swap Stark and Dark Trooper probably, or Death and Dark. But other than that, I like how it's looking. No investment, which really all you need. You don't need too many teams at this level. Jedi, basically nothing. So you would be putting G and Y with your Padme team then. Got your 7-star Phoenix Jedi, really nice. Bastila Shan, not level, 6 stars. So I'm assuming you're ideally going to want Jedi Knight Revan soon. I wouldn't divert your focus to him. Maybe right before you're going to hit a new division in GAC, I would start hoarding your shards, your gear, so you can maybe unlock Jedi Knight Revan all at once, and then soon after Darth Revan if you haven't got him yet. I didn't see him. But I wouldn't be diverting your focus, is what I'm going for. Night Sisters, actually let's look at Mandalorian. Okay, nothing. Canderous, 7 stars. Alright, I'm thinking you're really going heavy on Darth Revan right now. 1.3, your limit for the next bracket in GAC is 1.6 or 1.5999. That's as high as you can go. You've got 280k to play with your teams that you've got and make 8 teams, I believe you need for Division 10. And then after that, you need to make another 2. Old Republic, Karth, Canderous, Johanni, 7 stars, all of them. Nice. So you are ready for Darth Revan, basically. I didn't see Bastila Shan fallen. She might be a little lower, but we'll get to that. Phoenix, 7 stars, level 71. You've got Thrawn at 5 stars. I'm assuming you haven't quite gotten around to 7 star because it does require a little bit higher than what you've got and better focus on mods. I'm not going to go through Phoenix mods because I don't see a point, to be quite frank. But if you do need a hand, hit me up. I will help you. Rebels, I see you've got 7-star Han, really nice. It means you've got a guild that does your heroics, or at least pit heroic. That's good. Got 3PO and Chewie in advance, really good. Old Ben 7, Leia 7, Luke is 6, R2 7, and that's the whole team. So let's see Han. So you're just waiting on Luke to get that. I wouldn't go for him straight away, CLS that is. I would finish off your Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Revan farms. CLS requires Chewbacca unlocked to be a really powerful team. Sure, he does alright without him, but if you want the best bang for buck, I would wait till next division and unlock CLS and Chewbacca in the same division. And that way you have your CLS, Han, 3PO and Chewie, and Chewbacca as a team. Because it's kind of a bit underwhelming without Chewbacca, and you're not gonna like it very much until you have him. So that's what I recommend. Maybe you want to do it a different way, and that's fine. Everyone can go their own way, which is completely fine. You got BB-8. Okay, I was right about the First Order. You did want to get BB-8. I don't know. I don't know exactly why. Maybe it was just the shiny thing, Journey Guide. I had a similar experience with one of my accounts. I was like, yes, Journey Guide. Unlock as many as I can, and then I figured out I'm not even going to need any of these. Not going to use them, and just stopped. So I see you've probably done that. I might be wrong, but if that's the case, well done for stopping. I see he's more power than the rest. 1500. Oh, I guess 5 stars have a lot more power than a 4-star, even at level 40. Okay. If you were going to go for a JTR team, BB-8 R2, JTR, and the Resistance Hero Brothers. Those 5, super powerful team. If you don't feel like farming Resistance Hero Brothers, just these 2 plus JTR, super powerful, can take on a lot of bounty hunter, a lot of first order teams with healing immunity from JTR and all the ability blocks, TM, etc. So if that's an idea for later on, you've probably got enough on your plate with Darth Revan, Jedi Revan, CLS, and Chewbacca later down the line. So it might not be worth thinking about. Just for now. Scoundrel, no overinvestment. Clone Wars Chewie Gear 8. I don't see many people take him up that far. That's interesting. IG-11. He's fantastic later on, but I don't think you might find much use for him. Let's see his tags, Droid and Scoundrel. Actually, he might fit into that JTR team. Let me see. Yeah, that'd be really nice in a JTR team. That would really boost that team. It'll give BB-8 more turn meter to feed off in the opener as well. So that would power them up even more. Separatists got what? That is beautiful. Your guild is amazing. Let's see. 230 speed, 76 added. Obviously you can't pump that up all the way to 300 right now, but 300 minimum gear 13, 250 where you're at now is probably a better target to shoot for. Speed arrow is 30. Speed set is 10% of his base speed. Well, let's see what base speed is. Somewhere around maths. I can't math right now. It's around 150, 154. So you're going to get 15 speed from a speed set. That's going to get you to 165. 30 speed from an arrow, 195. So you only really need 50, 55 speed from mods, which is 10 or 11 per mod. So you've got 5 at the moment. This one's 11, which is nice. So if you get these ones to 10 speed, it'd be really perfect. Tenacity's nice. You don't really want him getting debuffed, although he's quite low gear at the moment, so he's going to get killed off pretty quickly. I'm assuming he goes with Vader against Geos or something like that. Gear on Magna Guard makes sense from an early standpoint. He's available really early and a really nice tank early on. I think I geared him a little bit back then as well. Sith. Oh, you have got Darth Revan. Beautiful. That's why I didn't see him. Gear 9 early. Just a fresh unlock. Really nice. Let's see. Gear 9. I won't be able to see too well. Defense, protection, speed. Okay, protection. Alrighty. Darth Revan, his number one goal is to go first. Give him as much speed as possible. Later on, you might be seeing his team ordered slightly differently, where he gets Bastila Shan Fallen going one before him or a little bit before him. That's modding for certain counters that are not going to be available to you till you have his whole team at relic levels, high relic levels. So for now, just mod him to be the fastest one in the team. You want him to go first. 242 right now, 94 added. That's it's nice. Gear 9. So he's got about 160 base speed at the moment. And I think his base speed at gear 13 is 174. So 130 set will get him to 125 rather. Will get him to 300 speed, 299. So it's not terribly hard to get to 300 at gear 13, but just make sure to get him as fast as possible. If you can, critical damage on the triangle, offense on the cross, and it would be perfect. Probably at where you're at now, let me see every mod real quick. 10, 11, 10, 12, 7. Alright, so like 10 to 15 speed on him per mod, which you obviously I can see you doing. That's ideal. And after, I don't know, gear 12, you're going to want to shoot for like 15, 20 speed per mod. If you can, ideally, you can do that later, right now, but it's not always going to be possible. And you've got a lot of toons that need optimization because you haven't had the time to farm your depth correctly and properly. So at the moment, 10 to 15 speed per mod, perfect. Bastila Shan Fallen, health and speed, nice. Crit damage, potency. Potency cross is nice. If you get a Zeta, she won't really need it, but it is nice to have. 203 speed, 67 added. You could probably, jump that up to probably 250. That's going to be hard. That's going to be a 110 speed set, added speed set. But 110, what's that? 30 from the arrow. 203 minus 67, that's like 130. Yeah, that's going to be hard. You're going to get 13 from a base. So 35 from the arrow and the speed set bonus. That gets her to about 160. Yeah, you're going to need 80 speed from the mods, and 80 divided by 5 is like 16 speed per mod, which is just not going to be ideal at your current level. But just shoot for like 10 speed per mod on her. Get her relatively quick, and you'll be sitting in a good spot. Well, let's look at step then by we looked at it. You're on HK. Now, ideally, I want to make a video on this if I can. It's going to be tricky to do so because I don't have an account to use an example as an example. HK is largely useless with Darth Revan later on. He doesn't do much damage, and you've got Sith Marauder, who's also Sith Empire, who does a lot more damage than him and can do it a lot more frequently because he gains so much TM. HK's kit was good. It can also stop, one of his Zetas can stop Imperial Troopers. I believe it's this one. Stops bonus TM and stuff like that, but he's not super useful anymore with Darth Revan, which is a real shame. Okay, Smuggler, Han, good, no more than is needed. Let's tank, let's do Tusken, alrighty. Online Force user. Kylo, okay, I love it. Let's go back to everything and alrighty. Overall, I love the focus. You've got some really nice tunes already. You've got yourself Darth Revan. I'm going to count how many teams you got. Let me just grab a notepad. And let's see, you've got your Vader team, which is Vader with AP lead perhaps and Watt, and that's about it. Then you've got Padme, which is Ahsoka, Padme, JKA, Garrett, GK. If you do a full team, you don't need to. You may undersize, but that's what you've got. You've got your Shaq clones. This is of your full teaming. You might split it a different way. You got your Geos. Okay. And then we go down the list. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. You're at a point where you need 8 teams in your division. Let's see. I assume you're going to throw bounty hunters. No, not bounty hunters. Let's see, droids. No, not really much there. I assume you're going to be throwing first order on defense. So you've got a little bit of a shaky FO team. Since you've got them unlocked, it might be worth just taking a moment to, say, getting pilot and stormtrooper to gear 8, and just throwing some proper mods on them. See, no mods at all. If you've got the spare mods, if you're gonna mod them up, crew, full triple health, 4 health primaries. This guy, damage, a little bit of potency, speed on him, protection, or load this guy for protection if you're going to take him to gear 8. If you don't going to touch him at all, that's fine. Leave him as is, completely fine as is. That's one of your defense teams I'm going to go with. Galactic Republic, we saw we had clones and Padme. Not really sure if you'd make many other teams with that. Geonosian we saw. Imperial Trooper, no whatchamacallit, no depth just there just yet. I have a feeling you'd be throwing Jedi on defense. They look pretty developed. You'd be doing Bastila Shan, Lee with Juhani, Old Ben, and a healer plus Plo or Mace, probably Plo. So Jedi makes sense. You got them there, and also Phoenix Jedi, so they'll go with your Phoenix. We've got Phoenix team. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got yourself 7 teams then. Alrighty. One last team. Oops. Where's Old Republic? There it is. That's just 3. Yeah. Not really sure how that would work. No, not even 3, because you'd probably use Juhani and Jedi. Oh yeah, and then also SE, Sith Empire. Okay, out of the teams you've got, you probably wouldn't touch your Phoenix again. So Phoenix is done. Dunskies, I would mod them so that you're not getting soloed by whatever can solo them at their current state. They're done. Don't touch them anymore. You've got your FO, which you might, since you're going to be using them for defense, and otherwise they're sitting in your roster, and as deadweight GP, you're going to want to maybe throw a little bit of gear onto some of them or something like that, or maybe use it to get a 7-star BB-8. Get yourself JTR as an offense team to take the weight away from the rest of your teams. Let's see. Jedi, you probably don't touch them much more than you already do. You're probably going to work on getting Jedi Knight Revan, obviously. So that's a team that you're going to change. So you're going to be farming JKR, and you're probably going to want to only farm JKR and Darth Revan teams up in the GP you've got left. You've got 280k. That's enough for 2 seriously solid teams. And some fleet work. I don't know what your fleet current outlook in fleet is. I'm going to have a look at that in a moment. Clones, Padme. You only really need to put some gear on Sunfac and Sunfac. Oh, and GK. Sunfac and GK. They're the only ones that need gear that are outstanding in those 2 built teams. But you probably won't be doing that just yet. You probably want to be getting gear on your Sith Empire and starting to get Jedi Knight Revan. Let's see, Old Republic real quick. For the Darth Revan event, you're going to have T3M4, leave him 7 stars, Gear 1, Level 1. That's enough for the unlock. Jolie and Bastila, they're going to be your MVPs. You're going to want to take them to Gear 10, Gear 11, Gear 12, that kind of area. Bastila, you don't need to take over 11. Jolie, I would recommend being high priority for relics. But for the event, you can get away with Gear 9 and 10 on the both of them. Mission and Zalbar, you can leave them at Gear 6 until you want to start thinking about Malik. I wouldn't think about it just yet, but if you really want to get him in there, he is super important for that Darth Revan team. So those are the gear levels to aim for on them. Sith Empire, you're going to want to be getting Bastila and Darth Revan to Gear 11, Gear 12, maybe even Gear 13. I wouldn't add any relic levels to them, they don't need it that much. So if you're going to Gear 13 them, don't add any relic levels. Relic 0 is plenty on the both of them. The only thing that they need to win is mods, and maybe even maybe just a pre-taunt. So Sith Empire Trooper, highly recommend unlocking him, getting him to Gear 8 level so he can take a hit. That's if you can't go first. And then that'll be all your Sith Empire squad needs to do really well. As for Squad Arena, if you want to transition from Padme clones, at some stage, like after you Gear 13 Darth Revan and Bastila, I would suggest running Darth Revan, Bastila, Shan Fallen, Brood Alpha, Vader, and then last one is kind of flexible. You don't have Malik. I would say Malik if you had him, but that's kind of the team you'll be looking out to building. You can probably want EP or maybe even Watt to just give Vader that juiced TM or Darth Revan that juiced TM. But I would not only think about transitioning Squad Arena teams once you have Bastila and Darth Revan Gear 12, Gear 13 level, because your Padme clones is probably doing fantastic as is. We can take a look at ships now. Perfect. 5 ship, Rex's ship, nice. I don't actually like the unlock of Rex's ship because it feels like dead GP early on. But since you have him relicked, it's probably going to help you fantastically in fleet, and especially when you get that negotiator unlocked. got Plo ship, fantastic, fantastic. See, no negotiator just yet. You're using using Akbar, aren't you? Akbar Geos. Is that proving better for you? 'Cause that's interesting. Um, One ship that I cannot see here because it's not unlocked. That is super important, super key. It is an awesome ship in general. Is Houndstooth. Keep you alive. It will keep you strong. It does require you to put some gear into Bosk, but probably don't need a bounty hunters team to even support. You can just put gear on Bosk and just leave him as is, but you will be wanting to get Chewbacca really soon, maybe in your next division of GAC. So that is probably something that I would recommend. Actually, I highly recommend farming that later on. Maybe even start as soon as you can. As for ships, you've got two fleets, two fleets already. That is spot on. I love it. You've got your Galactic Republic plus Plo, and then you've got Vader, Geos, and then leftovers to go as reinforcements to help them if they need. Um, and yeah, that Geo fleet will need a stronger tank. Gear 8 Sunfac probably doesn't quite cut the mustard at his current level, but the rest, I love it. 41, nice. Yeah, actually, let me check his health and protection totals. Where are we? 68.39. No, that's a little more than I was expecting. 68.39. Let's compare it to Soldier. 90. Yeah, okay. So you're gonna want a 7-star both the ship and then also Gear 12 Sunpack. I know that's really gear heavy. You don't need to do it straight away, but when you're getting closer to unlocking that malevolence, he's really super necessary in that starting lineup. Um, you're also going to want to farm those droid ships for malevolence when you're getting close. When you start farming malevolence, if you are farming negotiator, it looks like you're farming him, farming for negotiator rather than malevolence, but it's hard to tell because you've got both, which is fantastic. Overall, love the account. I love that you haven't invested too much in things that you don't need. Overinvestment in things you don't need early on is what can cause losing grand arenas, which is not nice. But it looks like you're doing absolutely perfectly. I love it. Great effort, man. Just keep at it, do the same way you're going, and you'll be spot on in no time. In fact, you're already spot on. You'll be more than spot on in no time. I hope this helps. Let me know how it goes. Cheers, man.